Hi, everybody on LinkedIn. This is Coach Sandra, and this is Getting in Your Business Today with Rosalind London. And I have to tell you, Rosalind, I am really excited to talk to you because the reason I got into health in the first place, I've always been interested in health ever since I was a kid, but hormones fascinate me. Hormones are life, hormones are everything, especially for women. So this is a really important conversation for me personally because that's the audience that I want to reach. And I think what you're doing, I don't know everything, but I know a little bit because I went to your profile and I've commented on a couple of your posts that are fascinating me. But please tell me what you do and why you do it, and let's go.
Okay. So first off, by trade, I have been in the medical field for it was 20 years this past May, and I've been a family nurse practitioner for about 10 years. But due to my personal health struggles with hormones about a few years ago, I started to think, okay, so I really feel like I need to reach a lot of more women because I keep hearing not only issues with myself, it's almost like an epidemic of women just dealing with these struggles. And I feel like we have normalized these things. So with that, birthed my business. And I said, I want to be able to reach these women to know that they're not alone, to know that their issues are valid, their issues are heard. And I just wanted to be a source of empowerment because I knew both sides. I know the conventional model site, so I've been in it and I've seen women, fall through the cracks. And then with my own story, so both of those collided, and then you see my business. That's Essential Wellness with Roz. So I am a women's hormone practitioner, and right now I help high achieving women ditch those diets, menstrual cycle chaos, and fatigue to create balance between their careers and their life through a holistic and functional medicine approach. So that's me in a nutshell, down and dirty, not band-aids, spending time listening has been like a key skill that I have learned to be able to just talk to people. And a lot of times if you just listen, then you're going to get a lot of things, a lot of clues on what you need to do. So that is me in a quick nutshell about why I started my business. It happened to me. I have my own personal story. And I think that's most powerful because women can relate to my story. So
And that's
that's
where your passion is coming from, is it stemmed from you and the difficulties that you've had. I don't know if you want to talk about those, but you don't have to, of course. But I think that I've heard thousands of stories about hormones over the last 2 years, and it's absolutely devastating to hear the experiences that women have with their doctors. I mean, there are some amazing doctors who know this, but what I try to explain to women, even though that wasn't really part of my job, but I felt the pain, and I've read about hormones, so I understand it a little better than maybe the average person. But the struggles of finding a doctor that gets it. General practitioners do not know hormones. They don't study hormones. They may take, 15, 16 hours. I've done more than that on my own, you know?
right.
And women aren't being listened to. And that's why this is so fascinating to me. Sorry, just gonna look at your profile again.
Okay.
Functional, yeah, this is what was interesting to me. Fatigue and imbalance in a functional lab testing approach. So
Yeah.
can you talk a bit about the lab part, the functional lab part of your business?
Business. Okay. So just to go back, when I was struggling with my own issues, and I'll go ahead and tell you about that, I was dealing with debilitating menstrual cycles to the point where I couldn't do anything for several days. Fatigue, eczema, extremely high blood pressure, couldn't sleep up at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Just I just felt like I was just existing. Okay. So once I sought out a holistic practitioner, now I had already been in the realm of loving essential oils, those type of things, herbs. So I was already kind of in that realm. So I knew I didn't want to just take a blood pressure medicine. I wanted to know why. So
Right.
once I sought out my practitioner, we did what was called a Dutch test. And that's what I do with my clients, where this is a very innovative way, a urine test where it not only looks at your estrogen levels, okay, those it's great, but we need to see how your body is metabolizing and detoxing and looking at all these other nutrient factors that are related to hormones. So once I got mine back, I was like, how am I living? I was going towards either some type of autoimmune,
Wow.
okay, cancer, or hormones was going to take me out in a heart attack. Not because I had cholesterol issues, it was because the dysregulation of my metabolic system was a wreck.
Wow.
So what I do, and I do it in, the Dutch test, and also look at very small, narrow ranges. When we are talking about normal versus optimal, we have a very narrow range when we are on the functional medicine side versus conventional, where there's this wide range and you just kind of people fall wherever. And there's like they're normal, but people, that's why women are not getting listened to. Oh, you're normal, you
Right.
just this. It says you're normal, but you have to look at the person, you have to listen to that person. And like you said, they are not trained. And a lot of times they're just not trained. They wouldn't know what to do with particular labs. They don't know how to, they're not, it's a structural problem. It's not just one particular person or physician. It is just a whole system problem where we are not looking at the root cause of because what's the root cause of one lady is different for the next.
Right.
They are very
It's
different.
the whole person that we need to look at. It's not just one thing. And this is the frustration that I have when I hear women talk about it. The reason we have specialists is because we need them.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
like you don't go to like a brain surgeon if they only know about hearts. It's like there's a specific model, and that's why women aren't listened to. It's like, well, that's normal for your age. Well, I don't want to be normal for my age. I want to be optimal for my
Yeah.
age. Do you know what that means? And I know more than some of the doctors I've spoken to. So those are not the
Yeah.
doctors I would go to for this.
Right.
So,
You are exactly right. So it is a thing where women are getting gaslighted because they are saying, well, these are normal, and they'll come out. Like I have had so many clients just come out of the appointments just crying. And I've had some of my clients have been to endocrinologists and could not figure it out,
wow,
dealing with
that's
POS.
that's not good because that's what they're supposed to know.
Oh yeah. So they're really good. I feel like maybe in the diabetes range, maybe, but as far as thyroid, there's just so many things to look at. And I think they're really missing the mark on trying to uh, trying to separate all these different systems, because each system talks to each other and they do what they do based on, they're all best friends. So the thyroid, adrenal health, adrenal gland, and your sex hormones, they're all best friends. So if one's out, the other one's going to be not in a good place. So they all function together. So you have to really take the time to break all those down. And like I said, it's either they don't know, they don't understand, they're not trained, they don't take the time. And a lot of times they only have 6 or 7 minutes. Who has 6 or 7 minutes to go through all of that?
That's
So
crazy.
this is again a system problem.
It is a system problem. I honestly, I could talk about this for hours because it's so important, and I really want to reach women to help them live their best life. So I do
Yeah.
what I do, you do what you do. And we together, hopefully, we can get women to feel and look their best without the stress of not being listened to. First of all, listening, like you said, it's so important.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to go over time. I want to make sure. Are you? What are you? Are you promoting anything right now? What can we do to help your business?
Yes. So right now, like I was talking about the Dutch test, I have a Dutch intensive program that I have. If women are just like, I'm tired of these struggles, keep saying I'm normal, I know something's wrong, we can start there. We can look at that, and that we're going to tell you everything. We put those pieces together, and it is a 14-page document. It will blow your mind. You will never have anything like this. This is the best. It was the best investment of my life because I knew what was going on with me. Not Susie Q, not Rhonda over here. I knew what was going on with Roz. So I'm doing that right now. And then I am getting together for next year. I'm going to do a 3-month group coaching where I do it all with women that have PCOS or thyroid. It's going to be a 3-month container where I lead the group, and it's going to be pretty phenomenal. So I'm kind of fusing my one-on-one and another group program that I've done so I can have time. This stuff takes time. It is not a snap your finger. If you've dealt with this 30 years, you can't just fix it, fix it, fix it. That's not what we're here for. We're here for resources, empowerment, guide you from where you are to where you want to be. And then I'm going to also have like an online course. So that's what I'm doing. A lot of different shifts in my business right now. So
That's fantastic. I love it. I think that's going to be really helpful. Um, what did I want to say to you? I was just like, I'm so excited. I can't keep it in. I honestly, I could go on, and just, there's so many things that I want women to know. This to me is one of the most important things. It is who we are, what we're made of, and we lose hormones. And the thing is, that's what I want to say. Our bodies are changing as we age. So therefore, it's not just the history. It's like every month after a certain point, your body is changing. So you need to keep up. This is so important for us to know. But I want to say thank you so much. This is so interesting. We may have to do it again. But
I will be to come on again. I love doing interviews, and
I'm going live next month, so we can always do that. That we won't have a time limit. We could just gab.
Okay.
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 So
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking the time. I'm so grateful for this.
Thank you so much. And thank you for doing what you're doing, having women showcasing their business. I love that. And I love community. So yes, we thank you, Sandra, for doing what you're doing as well.
My pleasure.
Okay.